At the time of COVID time, when March 20 itself, we have conducted many online competition for the students to create awareness about the COVID-19 with the district administration, with the help of the district administration Karaikal. We have conducted online competition like elocution, uh, drawing competition and essay competition about the COVID-19 awareness. And also we have conducted one Rangoli Poti also. Rangoli also we have conducted, competition also we have conducted with the district administration and with our teachers in the road, on the roadside and also on the walls of the Karaikal region. We have asked the teachers who are having the drawing skills to give the awareness by road drawing in the road and also in the walls of the many places of the Karaikal district first. And then we have started at the time of June, when the school should be reopened at June, but we are not able to do it. Therefore, we have asked the teachers go for the online teaching. The students who are having this facilities like our mobile and other things, our teachers are continuously taking classes for the students in online mode through WhatsApp. They will record uh, their lessons in the, they will record, a video recording will be taken and it will be given in the form of WhatsApp because our students are not having separate mobile for themselves. Their parents' mobile only they are using. And also we have had many feedbacks from the students, and in that way we have made them to be in touch with the syllabus like that. After this lockdown is over, from the August month, we have started classes for the 10th and the 12th. First, 10th, 11th, then 9th, 11th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, we have started classes in the morning session. After that, with the following this SOP, then the month of January 4th, we have started the classes from first standard to 12th standard. Morning session, we are conducting the classes. If the strength, according to the strength, if the in a classroom we are allowing only 20 students. Therefore, if the number of students is very more, then we are taking alternate days. We are conducting classes for the lower standards. Like that, now we are giving the proper education to our students. And within the 10 months, they have forgotten many concepts, what we have taught in the last year. Then we are first 1 month for recalling all the concept. It becomes difficult for them to stay in the classes with the small children. They played very well in the 10 months they have spent in the home. Then we are making them to come back to this educational situation now. Now our teachers are taking classes according to the syllabus, and also the syllabus is reduced somewhat. Therefore, we are hoping that we'll do better. That is our we are conducting like this. There is somewhat it is comfortable, but for about 50% of the students are not able to follow this one because they are not having the equipments. That is a very big problem we have faced. And now also, then this half day class is very much useful for those students now. We are now comfortable, but before that, anyhow, we want to give the education at least for the students, those who are having the mobile like this, mobile or computer like that. But teachers are very much interested to taught this one, and our department gave many training for the teachers to take the classes, online classes, how to take the online classes like that. Our department, education department, Puducherry, our director of education have conducted many webinars about those things, and proper training was given to the school teachers. Therefore, they have taken the classes effectively. But unfortunately, in the government schools, in private school, most of the private school, they are following the online classes. And still now, most of the schools are following. But in the government schools, we are not able to follow because of the unavailability of these equipments with the students. Otherwise, now it is familiar to the teachers to take the online classes now. Their technology, because of this technology, they have improved themselves to cope up with these things. Present scenario, they are well versed in taking the classes now. Especially in the primary section, the students are very much interested to participate in the WhatsApp classes. Immediately they have responded, and they have not only taking classes and also they have given practice in the drawing and dance and exercises like that. In Walbhavan, we are doing this one. Therefore, the students' response were very nice. But only one thing, they are not having the for the government school students. And our teachers are completely, they have worked for these students. In the lockdown period, they are not free. They are all working for the welfare of the community through the online classes. And in Karaikal district, we have conducted the classes for the Balbhavan, through Balbhavan, we have conducted. It is a new thing we have done. Even Veena class they have taken, Bharatanatyam they have taken, like that. We are doing. These are the things we have done, madam. Present situation, we need this one. Actually, even in government school especially, this plan is very essential now. And nowadays the education is only for getting marks. The parents and students are having the motive that they want to come to the school to get a good mark sheet at a 10th standard or 12th standard, like that. But it is not like that. This education is not something different from this one. And they know how to live their life effectively and how to improve their talents. Like that, it should be. The education is having a very uh, large aims compared to the very actually the what the parents are expecting is only the mark sheets, mark only. But actually, this type of education is nowadays it is essential for the students. At present situation, we are seeing the students are not having any skill after getting the mark, even though they are getting 100 out of 100 in many subjects. But if they going to the any other field work, their talents are not that much good. In uh, many times in the papers and in the newspapers, we are seeing that why they are not getting good jobs. They are not having any talent and compared with other countries like that. But now, this type of that is the student should be actually the present situation is they are reading some concept and they are mugging that and giving and reproducing in the papers. This is education now. But actually, they should be involved in that. The teachers are teaching and students are watching and reproducing all those things like that here. But the students actually they should be involved in the class. The student interaction is very much needed. Then only they can understand the concept and they can apply it in their life. For this one, your initiative is very useful. I welcome this one, and it is. I think this is a need of the hour. Uh, Actually, new education policy is also aiming for this one. Participative learning is important. Then just listeners and just listening and reproducing what the concept they are saying. Therefore, your initiatives, I welcome this one, madam. It will be very useful for the students as well as the teachers. The classes it should not be monotonous. It should not be boring. If if the participation of the students in the classroom make them to be interested in all the subjects, they will identify their own skills themselves, and also the teachers can help them in that way. Then it is they will live in the schools. They will live a life in the school by doing this one. Therefore, it is very. I welcome this one, madam. It is very nice. Our department taken decision that with the coordination with your concern, they want to implement all those things in our schools. Therefore, it is very, very essential now, and it will be very helpful for the students community and also for nation building. Few and talent students will be coming out by this method. They will learn happily in the school. Nowadays, students are not willing to come to the school. If they ask a mother just wake up and go to the school, they will cry. But if the participation in the class is there, and they will come with automatically they will come with a good intention, and very happily they will come to the school. In olden days, we were like that only. They're not giving homework to us. Up to fifth standard, we have done nothing, no homework. Only mathematics only they will give. We were very happy to go to the school on those days. Nowadays they are crying. The students are crying to come to the school because they will tell A B C D like that. They have to write and again and write, and they will feel very boredom in the schools actually. But your initiative is very, very essential now. I really appreciate your initiation in this one. You help the students. Already we are having some of the schools, some of the headmasters are making some of the school as a role model by this type of education they themselves they are giving in the government schools also. The participatory learning is there, and they are all the other schools are also inspired by those schools, and they are also following such what are the things they are doing, they are following also. Therefore it is very, very essential. They will be very interested, and it will be very successful also. And actually we need, it is a need of the hour, madam. It is a need of the hour. Definitely, they will like that one. All the teachers, you have selected some 22 teachers from Karikal also. I like to thank you for that one. Definitely, we will create a very good environment, education environment in the schools by doing such role model schools in Karikal. I welcome that one also. I am ready. We are ready to give our cooperation for this kind of education. Because in my experience for last 30 years, I am seeing how education is going on like that. But this is we want, already we have discussed about these things with our uh, higher officials also. This is not a good education. We have to change like that. Many times we have discussed. But now only it comes true that very good education, I think, we can give by this role model schools. By this, through this role model schools, we can give a very good education to the students. I welcome this one, and thank you also. Thank you very much for selecting our teachers for this training also. This is a very useful, as well as it will be motivating the students to improve their knowledge. It will improve the quality of education also. As you told, the teachers can understand where there is lacking of knowledge in the students also. In that way also it is very helpful and motivating. The students will be motivated, and they will acquire knowledge, and they will get some amount. Definitely it is a very useful thing. Teachers, I like to congratulate the teachers who got the opportunity to take this training, and they have to implement in the schools also. When we are taking training, many training, but most of the time we are not using. But this training they have to use in their classes, and they have to make the students to be involved in the education. Uh, what is education? They have to understand, and there should be interest. They should create interest about this, what they are learning. That is first thing. And to improve the quality of education, the teachers should use this training also. And I congratulate all the teachers, and also I am expecting many more things from the teachers for a better future for our students, a better future for our students. That is very, very important. Because our students are actually from the government schools, very poor students are coming to the schools. If we help them, and that you told that scholarship also, it will be very useful for their studies, and they can make utilize that amount also for more reading books, like that they can utilize that one also. They can't get any amount from the parents support, is very less for the students. It is very useful. Therefore I like to tell our teachers that take this opportunity to make the education in a better way to the students, and to build a better future for our students and for our nation. It is very much. I am impressed by this your training, and this interview also. You gave an opportunity to show, to express my views about this one. I am expecting such type of education only from my experience. I am expecting this one. Up to this.
Vanakkam. The true knowledge is not attained by thinking, it is what you are and what you become. It was said by Sri Aurobindo. I am Mangala Bigai. I have been a teacher working in GMS Kilur as a primary school teacher. I have completed my diploma in teacher education and post graduation in maths and completed B.Ed also. I have been a teacher for 14 years and I had a 9 years of experience in private schools and 5 years of experience in government school. I am from Puducherry. Puducherry is formerly known as Pondicherry, which has the significance of the French Riviera of the East. It has many significance and it is a blissful land because of Sri Aurobindo's ashram. In Puducherry, I am working in a place called Kirur, which has a more historical background. The French government has conducted voting to merge Puducherry with India or with the French colonial. It was happened in Kilur. So I feel privileged and proud to work in a place where we have a very strong historical background. My school name is Government Middle School Kilur. We had classes from KG to 8th standard. At present, we had 135 students are studying in our school. Totally 10 teachers are working with me. And my school is situated next to the Kilur Memorandum, and it is covered with full of greeneries. Most of the children studying in our school are coming from below poverty line. Both the mother and father have to work and earn for their breadwinner. Both become the breadwinner of their family, and they don't have time to look after their children. As a teachers, we have to be the second mother for their students, and we have to look after their needs and their appetite also. Even though I am a PG in maths, I love to teach English. In the beginning, most of my kids they find a fear to converse in English. So I segregated them and I have analyzed their ability, and some children they doesn't know the alphabets, and some children they know alphabets, vocabularies and everything, and they can able to read but they can't able to comprehend what they have read. And some children they know the words and everything but they couldn't able to read because of the fear. So I have to plan my lesson according to the students need. I use pictures as a main tool to transact my classes because pictures have a they are colorful and they grab the attention of the children, and I will give the picture to the students and start posing questions based on the pictures, and students they started to reply either in Tamil or in English, but I never force them to speak only in English. Let them converse in any language, but I will write all their responses on the board. So, and while writing the responses, I used to pronounce what they have said so that they can able to familiarize the words. After once it was done, and I used to narrate the story or any poem with gestures, because even the difficult words easily understandable by the students by the gestures. So I use gestures as one of the tool in my class, and after that I will give space for students to read individually. While reading individually, they have to underline the unknown words for them. In peer group learning, they have to discuss their unknown words with their friends so that they can able to identify their words on their own itself. It is the best part in my class and it reduced most of my work. Once it was done, the learning outcome will be assessed by through choreography or mind mapping or a skit or any kind of stick diagram, etc. This is the process I am following in my language classes. Now my children can able to write any sentences on their own for any pictures or any description, and I feel happy while they are writing and converse in English. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it, it's like wrapping a gift and not giving it. So it's my immense pleasure to express my gratitude to Sri Aurobindo Society for considering my school as a role model school. Thank you. First of all, I want to say my gratitude towards our department for arranging this ZI program. This is a platform where I can learn many things, and it is the only platform making me and shaping me as a very good teacher. Thank you. As Aurobindo said, true knowledge is that nothing can be taught. That means knowledge can be acquired from the surrounding or from the within, and this is this perfect example for this is the ZI program, and I thank Mr. Karnagaran sir and the department for arranging this wonderful program.
Hello friends, happy morning to one and all. I am Madan Kumar from Puducherry. I have completed my diploma in teacher education at DIAC and done my bachelor degrees in mathematics. I worked as an UDC in a Chief Secretary Puducherry for more than 3 years and then came to this teaching profession, and now I have successfully completed 5 years of my teaching experience. Now I am working as a primary school teacher in Government Primary School, Melavanchur, Karaikal district, Puducherry. Karaikal is well known as Temple City and also known as Port City in the southeastern part India. The most famous Saniswaran temple is situated at Tirunallar, Karaikal. Moreover, very famous festival of Mangani festival is celebrated in Ammayar Temple, Karaikal. In my school, GPS Melavanjur, more than 200 students are studying. Most of the students coming from rural areas. Our students shows more interest in all type of cultural activities and received many prizes too. My students face difficulties in solving mathematical problems. Mathematics is the most important subject which plays a major role in our day-to-day life activities. The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. As I said above, I have given more and more activities to my students to overcome their problem. The method that I have chosen is playway method, in which number games are played, doing puzzles, and particularly to make the students to get better knowledge and handling money and knowing measurement. I set up a shop in our class and asked some students to do role play as a vendor and a buyer. By these live activities, students are become very well versed in handling money and also measuring objects. To be aware of time management, I ask the students to record the time of daily routine work done by them from morning to night. By collecting this data, they are aware of time management and also they are asked to make their own clock model as a project work, which helps them to learn how to see time. A little progress each day adds up to big result. As the coach said, my student shows massive improvement and started to show more interest towards the subject. ZIIEI is an action-oriented program that aims to improve the education system at zero cost. The program has successfully improved the quality education. It is the unique program which is committed to improve the skill of teacher, which in turns benefit the peoples. Innovative personalized the reformation of existing school syllabus, converting and evolving the most theoretical to experiential learning content. It is collaborated with NCF 2005 and mapped with state level curriculum for the entire academic year to improve value education through life skill and achieve learning outcome specified by the MHRD. In my school, I am taking many measures to make my school as a role model. For that, I implemented the activities which was taught in this training program and also included my innovative idea in morning school assembly, conducting science exhibition, reading festival, food festival, market shows. My students eagerly participate in all these activities and helped to improve the standard of school. The essence of all beautiful art is gratitude. I am very happy to extend my gratitude to Sri Aurobindo Society for organizing ZIIEI program and my trainer Mr. Karnagaran and my sponsor HDFC Bank and my department Samagra Shiksha and my inspecting officer for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this useful training which helps me to enrich my students' knowledge. Thank you.
வணக்கம். கற்க கசடர கற்பவை கற்றபின் நிற்க அதற்கு தக. I am Senthamil Selvam, working as a primary school teacher in Government High School, Kothukulam, Karaikal District, Puducherry. My education. About my education, I did diploma in teacher education and I did both UG and PG course from Pondicherry University. In PG course, I did Master of Social Work, and I strongly believe in that learning is a lifetime process. So currently I am doing BA English through distance mode, and I have 5 years of experience in teaching field. I am living in a Karaikal district. Karaikal is a temple city. There are hundreds of big temples which has a deep historical background, and specifically to say Karaikal Ammayar temple is a world famous. Actually, Karaikal Ammayar was the one of the 3 women Nayanmar amongst 63 Nayanmars. She was lived during 5th century AD. So Karaikal is the best place to live with peaceful surroundings and atmosphere. About my school is Government High School, Kothukulam in Karaikal. My school is very near to Karaikal Ammayar temple and also very near to Karaikal Dargah, which is the very biggest and oldest Dargah in Karaikal. Problems faced by me in my school was that different kind of students are coming from different kind of situations. Some students may happy, some students may not be happy. Some students come without the food. Some students come with their family problems. So it was very difficult for me to bring them into a classroom situation. So finally, what happened? This affected teaching learning processes. So I had to do something to change this teaching learning processes more effective. So for these all problems, what I did, I learned many things from zero investment training. So I integrated all those things, and finally I come to some techniques. I used 4 techniques. So for these all problems, what I did, I learned many things from zero investment training. So I integrated all those things, and finally I come to some techniques. I used 4 techniques. First one, picturization. Second one, drama or skit. Third one, puppet show or puppet making. And fourth one, jokes. So first one, in picturization method, what I did, I used the pictures for every concept. I picturized every concept so that the students can learn it very easily. I gave them pictures, and what the students did, explained to them in their own way. They have made many sentences with this picture in their own way in English language. So by that way, the students learn how to write and how to speak. I gave them picture, and the students what they have to do. The students have to speak about the picture for a few seconds. So these kind of trainings and this kind of process I took daily. So slowly but steadily the students got improvement in this, in speaking and writing skill. And second one is drama or skit. For interest, to create interest in among the student, I used drama and skit. So they were very interested in drama and skit. So third one is puppet show. Just like the drama, I used the puppet show to make them very interest and enthusiasm in teaching learning process. So I used puppet show in weekly once or twice. So finally, jokes. Jokes are not to be used in a separate period or separate time. Jokes are integrated in a teaching learning process. Why the joke? Because my students are coming from different kind of situation. They have a different problems in their family, so they must be happy. While I'm entering into your class, I will be happy. So by this way, the students will be happier. By this, teacher and students are happy, the classroom will be happiest. So while we are all happy, the teaching and learning process will be more effective. That's why I am very sure that I will be very sure in my classroom that students will be very happy by making some kind of very small jokes within the classroom. So these kind of techniques I used to improve my students' learning process. About Aurobindo training, zero investment training, it is a biggest service provided by the zero investment, that is Aurobindo Society. Actually, the best thing is I could get thousands of best idea in the nation in a single door. This is the milestone in this training. So I have to thank to all of them. And about my trainer, Mr. Karunakaran, he is a very humble man and well qualified trainer. So we are very gifted to have such kind of well qualified trainer. So by this way we could improve ourselves, and we could improve society also. So Aurobindo Society is doing very great service actually to society through teachers. So and finally I have to thank our department and our head of the department and my school HM and everyone, and especially to Aurobindo Society and our trainer to selected my school as a role model school, because my school will get benefit by this. So once again, thank to all who are given this opportunity to us. Thank you.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். என் பெயர் பி. பிரபாவதி. என் கல்வி தகுதி பிஎஸ்சி மேக்ஸ், பிஎட் மற்றும் டிடிஎட். நான் புதுச்சேரி மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள மூலகுளம் அரசு தொடக்கப்பள்ளியில் பணியாற்றி வருகிறேன். ஆசிரியர் பணி என்பது வெறும் கல்வியை மட்டும் போதிப்பது இல்லை. ஒழுக்கம், பண்பு, பொது அறிவு என அனைத்தையும் மாணவர்களுக்கு எடுத்து கூறி அவர்களை சிறந்த மனிதர்களாக மாற்றும் உன்னத பணியாகும். அத்தகைய உன்னத பணியில் தொடக்கப்பள்ளி ஆசிரியராக 16 ஆண்டுகள் பணியாற்றி வருகின்றேன். இனி வரும் காலங்களிலும் என்னிடம் பயிலவிருக்கும் மாணவர்களுக்கு சிறந்த முறையில் கல்வியினை அளித்து எதிர்காலத்தில் தன்னம்பிக்கையுடன் கூடிய சிறந்த மாணவர்களாக உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்பதையே குறிக்கோளாக கொண்டு எனது பணியை தொடர விரும்புகிறேன். எனது பள்ளியின் பெயர் அரசு தொடக்கப்பள்ளி மூலகுளம். எங்கள் பள்ளியில் 32 மாணவர்களும் 36 மாணவிகளும் என 68 மாணவ செல்வங்களை கொண்டு 5 ஆசிரியர்கள் சிறந்த முறையில் பணியாற்றி வருகிறோம். அழகான கடற்கரைகள், பிரெஞ்சு பாணி கட்டிடங்கள், களி முகங்கள், படகு சவாரிகள் என சுவாரஸ்யமான பல அம்சங்களை கொண்டதுதான் எங்கள் புதுச்சேரி மாநிலம். பிரெஞ்சுக்காரர்களின் கைவண்ணத்தில் உருவான இந்த நகரின் சாலைகள் ஒரே நேர்கோட்டில் அமைந்திருப்பது இதன் தனிச்சிறப்பு. சாலையில் எந்த பகுதியில் சென்றாலும் அது கடற்கரையில் தான் போய் முடியும். எங்கள் புதுச்சேரியில் சுற்றுலா தலங்கள் ஏராளம். அவற்றுள் பொழுதுபோக்குக்கு முக்கிய இடங்களுள் ஒன்று கடற்கரை. குறிப்பாக தலைமைச் செயலகம் அருகே உள்ள கடற்கரை 1.5 கிலோமீட்டர் நீளமுடையது. இந்த சாலையில் ஏராளமான நினைவு சின்னங்கள் உள்ளன. கடற்கரையை ஒட்டியுள்ள அழகான நடைபாதையில் கடலை ரசித்தபடி நடப்பது அவ்வளவு சுகம் தரும். இந்த பேரிடர் காலத்தில் என் 4ஆம் வகுப்பு மாணவர்கள் அனைவரும் பள்ளிக்கு வர வேண்டும். இடைநின்ற அவர்களது கல்வி பயணத்தினை மீண்டும் எவ்வித தொய்வும் இன்றி உற்சாகத்துடனும் ஆர்வத்துடனும் பெற செய்து அடுத்த வகுப்பிற்கு அவர்களது கல்வி பயணத்தினை முழுமையான தகுதியோடு தொடர வேண்டும் என்பதே தற்பொழுது நான் கொண்ட பெரும் சவாலாகும். ZIIEI Zero Investment Innovation for Education Initiatives ஸ்ரீ அரவிந்தோ சொசைட்டியும் HDFC பேங்க்கும் இணைந்து நாடெங்கிலும் உள்ள அரசு பள்ளி ஆசிரியர்களின் திறமையை பாராட்டி கௌரவப்படுத்தி வருகின்றது. அதில் 0 முதலீட்டில் மாணவர்களின் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் திறனை மேம்படுத்த நாடெங்கிலும் உள்ள எங்களை போன்ற அரசு பள்ளி ஆசிரியர்கள் பலரையும் இணைத்து அவர்களிடம் உள்ள புதுமையான கற்பித்தல் யுத்திகளை வெளிக்கொணரச் செய்து அத்தகைய கற்பித்தல் யுத்திகள் அனைத்தையும் ஒவ்வொரு ஆசிரியர்களும் தங்கள் பள்ளியில் கையாண்டு கற்றலில் இனிமை சேர்த்து நாடெங்கிலும் உள்ள மாணவர்களின் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் திறனை மேம்படுத்த பெரிதும் பங்காற்றி வருகிறது. இணைய வழியின் மூலம் நடத்தப்பட்ட இந்த ZIIEI இன்னோவேட்டிவ் பாடசாலா பயிற்சியின் மூலம் NCF 21st Century Skill ப்ளூம்ஸ் டாக்ஸானமி பற்றி தெளிவாக புரிந்து கொண்டோம். ப்ளூம்ஸ் டாக்ஸானமியின் 6 படிநிலைகளான ரிமெம்பர், அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட், அப்ளை, அனலைஸ், எவாலுவேட், கிரியேட் ஆகியவற்றினை கொண்டு பாடத்திட்டத்தினை எவ்வாறு உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்பதனையும் அவற்றில் தீம் பேஸ்ட் அட்டெண்டன்ஸ், சிட் கேம், கான்செப்ட் மேப்பிங், ராங் சார்ட் டீச்சிங் மெத்தட், ஹார்ட் டு ஹார்ட், ஹூ ஆம் ஐ, வாட் இஸ் இன் த பிக்சர், கிரீக் கேம் என புதுமையான பல கற்பித்தல் யுத்திகளை உட்புகுத்தி மாணவர்களின் கற்றல் ஆர்வத்தினை அதிகரித்து அவர்களின் கற்றல் அடைவுகளை எவ்வாறு விளையாட்டு முறையில் கொண்டு சேர்க்கலாம் என்பதனை பற்றியும் தெளிவாக தெரிந்து கொண்டோம். இந்த பேரிடர் காலத்தில் இடைநின்ற எங்கள் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் செயல்பாடுகளை மீண்டும் எவ்வித தொய்வும் இன்றி ஆசிரியர்களாகிய நாங்கள் எங்கள் மாணவர்களுக்கு கொண்டு சேர்ப்பது எங்களுக்கு வழிகாட்டியாக இருந்தவர் எங்கள் பயிற்றுனர் திரு கருணாகரன் ஐயா அவர்கள். ஆசிரியருக்குரிய அனைத்து பண்புகளையும் ஒருங்கே பெற்று திகழ்பவர் எங்கள் பயிற்றுனர் திரு கருணாகரன் ஐயா அவர்கள். எங்கள் பயிற்சி நேரம் தொடங்குவது முதல் முடியும் வரை எங்கள் கவனத்தினையும் ஆர்வத்தினையும் எல்லளவும் குறையா வண்ணம் எங்களுக்கு பயிற்சியினை அளித்த விதம் பாராட்டுவதற்குரிய ஒன்று. துன்பத்திலும் ஒரு இன்பம், தீமையிலும் ஒரு நன்மை என்பது போல இந்த பேரிடர் காலத்தில் எங்களுக்கு கிடைத்த சிறந்த ஆசிரியர் நண்பர் எங்கள் பயிற்றுனர் திரு கருணாகரன் ஐயா அவர்கள். இந்த பெருந்தொற்று காலத்தில் ZIIEIயின் வழிகாட்டுதலின்படி எனது வகுப்பறையில் எம் மாணவர்களுக்கு தனி மனித இடைவெளியினை கடைபிடித்து எனது கற்பித்தல் பணியினை தொடர்ந்தேன். இப்பயிற்சியின் மூலம் பெற்ற கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் யுத்திகளை விளையாட்டு முறையில் என் மாணவர்களுக்கு கொண்டு சேர்த்தேன். என் வகுப்பில் உள்ள அனைத்து மாணவர்களும் ஆர்வத்துடனும் உற்சாகத்துடனும் கற்பதை கண்ட என் பள்ளியின் சக ஆசிரியர்கள் இப்பயிற்சியின் மூலம் பெற்ற கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் யுத்திகளை அவர்களது வகுப்பிலும் செயல்படுத்த தொடங்கினர். இதனால் என் பள்ளியில் பயிலும் அனைத்து மாணவர்களின் கற்றல் திறன் மேம்பட்டு வருகின்றது. இதன் மூலம் எதிர்வரும் காலத்தில் எனது பள்ளியினை ZIIயின் மாதிரி பள்ளியாக தேர்ந்தெடுப்பீர்கள் என்று நம்புகின்றேன். நன்றி. ZIIEI. இந்த பேரிடர் காலத்தில் இடைநின்ற எங்கள் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் பணியினை தொடர்வதற்கு இந்த அரிய வாய்ப்பினை எங்களுக்கு ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுத்த ஸ்ரீ அரபிந்தோ சொசைட்டிக்கும் HDFC பேங்கிற்கும் புதுச்சேரி சமகரக சிக்ஷாவிற்கும் எனது நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். மேலும் இந்நிகழ்ச்சி சிறப்பாக செயல்பட
வணக்கம். நான் ஆர் ஹேமலதா, தொடக்கப்பள்ளி ஆசிரியை. எனது கல்வி தகுதி BA தமிழ், B.Ed, TTED. எனது ஊர் புதுச்சேரி. இது மிகச்சிறந்ததொரு சுற்றுலாத்தலம். இங்கு அரவிந்தர் ஆசிரமம், ஆய் மண்டபம், அரிக்கமேடு அகழ்வாராய்ச்சி, மணக்குள விநாயகர் கோயில் என்று வரலாற்று சிறப்பு மிக்க அரிய இடங்கள் உள்ளன. எனது பள்ளி அரசு நடுநிலைப்பள்ளி நல்லவாடு. இங்கு 233 மாணவ மாணவியர்கள் பயில்கின்றனர். எனது வகுப்பறையில் அனைத்து மாணவர்களையும் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் செயல்பாடுகளில் ஈடுபட செய்வது மிகப்பெரிய சவாலாக உள்ளது. அதற்காக நான் பயன்படுத்திய முறை பொம்மைகளை பயன்படுத்தி கற்றல் செயல்பாடுகளை வடிவமைத்தது. குழந்தைகளுக்கு மிகுந்த சந்தோஷமும் ஆர்வமும் உண்டாகும். அவ்வகையில் பொம்மை வகைகளில் காகித பொம்மைகள், கைப்பை பொம்மைகள், கைக்குட்டை பொம்மைகள், வாட்டர் பாட்டில் பொம்மைகள் என பலவிதமான பொம்மைகளை வடிவமைத்து அவற்றின் மூலம் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் செயல்பாடுகளை மாணவர்களுக்காக உருவாக்கினேன். இதன் மூலம் மாணவர்கள் மிகுந்த ஆர்வத்தோடு கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் செயல்பாடுகளில் பங்கேற்றனர், அடைவும் பெற்றனர். வகுப்பில் பின்தங்கிய மாணவர்களும் மிகுந்த ஆர்வத்தோடு பொம்மைகளை கையாளுதல், அவற்றின் மூலம் தங்களது கருத்துக்களை வெளிப்படுத்துதல் போன்ற அனைத்து செயல்பாடுகளிலும் மிகுந்த முன்னேற்றம் கண்டனர். ZIIEIயின் இன்னோவேட்டிவ் பாடசாலா மூலம் பெற்ற பயிற்சியில் கற்றுக்கொண்ட கற்பித்தல் செயல்பாடுகள் ஒவ்வொன்றும் மிக மிக புதியனவாக இருந்தன. அவற்றை வகுப்பறையில் மாணவர்களிடம் கொண்டு செல்லும் பொழுது அனைத்து மாணவர்களும் மிகுந்த ஆர்வத்துடனும் உற்சாகத்துடனும் கற்றல் கற்பித்தல் செயல்பாடுகளில் ஈடுபட்டனர். இவை மாணவர்களுக்கு புதியதொரு அனுபவத்தை அளித்தது. இப்பயிற்சியின் பயிற்றுனர் திரு கருணாகரன் சார் அவர்கள் ஒவ்வொரு பயிற்சி வகுப்பையும் மிகச் சிறந்த முறையில் கொண்டு சென்றார். கேட்கப்படும் கேள்விகளுக்கு தயக்கமின்றி மிக தெளிவான விளக்கங்களை அளித்தார். அனைத்து ஆசிரியர்களையும் மிகுந்த ஆர்வத்துடன் கலந்துரையாடலில் பங்கேற்க ஊக்குவித்தார். எனது பள்ளியை மாதிரி பள்ளியாக தேர்வு செய்ததற்கு எனது மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இப்பயிற்சியில் கலந்து கொள்ள எனக்கு வாய்ப்பளித்த புதுவை முதன்மை கல்வி அலுவலர் அவர்களுக்கும் கல்வித்துறைக்கும் எனது மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி.
I'm very glad to answer these questions now. Why so? Because we may be doing plenty of things, but we don't know what we have done. Actually, at that time, it will be a reflex, like a response for the situation. But actually, it will be a strategic approach. But we don't know at that time that we are approaching in a strategic way. But actually, we might have done it, and it have yielded many good results also. So this is why a very good opportunity for me to reflect upon what I have done. I personally, I cannot do anything. As an institution, as a director of school education, I can contribute as much I can to the welfare of the students. This is a very unique situation that India has never faced such a situation. The world never faced such a situation. In Tamil, we used to say, "Uyirudan irukka vendum, uyirpudan irukka vendum." We will call it in that way. So we should stay alive. At the same time, we should have a life. So thriving is different, living is different. So thriving is the first part, living is the second part. So we have to do the both. At first, the world startled and it only focused on thriving aspect. So everything stands still at that time. Then gradually we opened up. And in this COVID time, I think that what I have done is, I am not an initiator for all these things, but I have contributed, that I can say. During that full swing COVID pandemic period, during that March, April and May, I anchored many online education program for especially government school students with the experts in the 10th standard and 12th standard. At that time, the exams of public exams for 10th and 12th standards are approaching. At that time, we are coaching the students through this TV mode, because online mode, many poor students will not have that internet connectivity and device accessibility and all. So that we planned in that TV, local cable channel, and our department organized online classes, plenty of voluntary teachers. At that time, we should call them as frontline workers. So because at that time, while they are teaching, we are doing that comparing and everything, in that same studio, cameraman from COVID wards will used to come. So the susceptibility will be more, till they showed their courage and they have contributed for the students. And I am very much proud that I have contributed by anchoring these programs. We also did it for some arts and other things also. We have set up one small studio in our education department, Directorate of School Education. From there only now I am talking to you. Here also we created some e-content. We developed e-content. Since I am very much interested in all these things, and I am working as a casual compere at Doordarshan Kendra for past 25-30 years, so all these helped me to contribute in these endeavors. And our teachers, they have prepared e-content in plenty of topics, and many of the resources we have created. That is another thing we have to say. Now we are having a good number of editors, a good number of cameramans, a good number of lighting experts in our own teaching community, so that we can use them in these situations. Now they have contributed in the Kala Utsav also. So that editing skills, I have also, earlier I know editing, I have brushed it up, and now I also used it. So in that way also I contributed in this COVID. Apart from that, my school invited me to give that free distribution of doll and all these things for the students. That also I have done it. So in this COVID program, what is my contribution in the sense? I helped in that online TV program, online production of e-content, and our vocational teachers, they also created e-content and they have delivered it to students through the WhatsApp and all these things. So I offered my contributions in these things. That's what I can say. I kept social distancing, and I contributed in that way much, not to spread, not to take it and not to spread. Every time the problem and challenges, they will bring new things, new learning. and new talents, new contacts, new contacts, and all these things it will bring. So whenever challenge comes, whenever a problem comes, we should be vigilant about all these things and we should get it. So that we have established this studio. COVID is a presentation of COVID. Everybody will like novel things, something new. Every people will get attracted. There is no doubt about it. Innovations, generally people like to see it. People will not like to do it. Why? In the sense, every time it has a prerequisite of a cost, a finance, an investment. That should be, in most of the innovations you can see that. If you say zero investment innovation, that itself will be attractive. Also because I need not invest anything financially. So I will get something new. So that is a very great thing. It is totally out of a talent or something which is away from that financial implications. So that zero investment, I am very much proud that 67 of our teachers were called. They have presented their innovative ideas in not in chapati making or puri making or something. Innovative ideas in education initiatives. They have given it, being a teacher, and it has been accepted nationwide, and in a manual it is coming, and you are awarding them in a grand gala program. Means that itself shows that zero investment educational initiative, that zero investment innovation program is how much successful. So that itself attracts the participants. That is the main thing. So we don't know what we can do. That many people, we are suffering from Hanuman syndrome. Dr. Swami used to say that Hanuman syndrome. Hanuman syndrome is the thing we don't know what we able to do. That is Hanuman syndrome. That in those areas you are spotting and you are training our teachers. That too, at present the innovative Padashala, 50 teachers have been deputed. First, initially it was for Pondicherry and Karaikal. Now it is going to be extended for Maghe and Yanam also. So all these things, see, chalk and talk is a old way. If you want to go out of chalk and talk, there should be some other way. That some other way is an innovation. That innovation, it doesn't need any financial implication, then it is out of a great brain. So by doing that zero investment innovation, any teacher doing that, he himself realizes that he is capable of doing something innovative, and he is having a sound brain to invent it and to implement it, design it and implement it. It goes without saying, and that teacher is getting a self-confidence out of it. So this is what for that 67 teachers it happened, and now it is going to happen for plenty of other teachers also. That's a very great program. I still remember Anil Swarup, our former MHRD secretary. He came here and the meeting held in Chief Secretariat. He said, worldwide people are approaching a Sri Aurobindo Society and Sri Aurobindo, and they are gaining. But you are the capital city of Aurobindo's Pondicherry, you are there. You are there besides the Aurobindo Ashram, but you are not collaborating with Aurobindo Society. What it means? It is ridiculous. Then only this collaboration started after Anil Swarup ji. So we have started it, and it is a very great program. That innovative Padashala is going fine. I think that gradually that innovation is going to be imbibed as a trait of the teachers of Pondicherry. Automatically it is going to come, and spontaneously these innovation things are going to come in the classrooms, which will be certainly beneficial to the students. Role model schools we haven't implemented in Pondicherry yet. So we will talk and we can implement in Pondicherry if everything is okay. But generally, the model schools are successful stories. So because when in 1985 or 86, when they talked about model school, they used to call it as model school. They are referring to that Navodaya Vidyalaya. So at that time, they will call it as model school. In that time, Tamil Nadu opposed model schools, but Navodaya Vidyalaya. But Pondicherry, we invited model school, Navodaya Vidyalaya. So anything model, anything which is to be set as model, and where the experiment is going to happen, and later on it will be to emulate to all other schools, is a good thing. We can do that. But what are all the things which you are going to institute in it? How it is going to be done? What are all the programs going to be there? What will be the difference between the ordinary schools and these schools? And how far it is going for the success? What is your success story in other states? How far it has been done? All these things we need to see. First says, as you said, innovation. The main inhibitory factor for innovations, discoveries, invention in India is, I strongly believe, the medium of instruction. In Germany, my son is studying in Germany now. So he says, right from first standard to doctorate, they are studying in Germany, their mother tongue. So they are well versed, they have totally absorbed each and every concept. And they are putting it in practice. So the innovation happens. But in case there is an inhibitory factor like language, so that the student is feeling difficult to reproduce something in a foreign tongue, that itself becomes the greatest burden. So if you go for a mother tongue, again the resources will become a problem, because for higher studies you won't be having a mother tongue resources. So these paradoxes are there in India. We have to face it. But what I feel is there is a difference between mother tongue medium in Tamil Nadu and mother tongue medium in Andhra Pradesh or Kannada or Malayalam. They are taking certain technical terms as such. Say for example, work. Our one of our officers will say that word work in physics, they will write as work. If I am going to write in Tamil, work, I will write it like that. In Telugu they are writing, but in case of Tamil it is not that. There will be another word similar in Tamil, we will translate it and we will read. All these hindrances are there. So innovation, discovery, invention, it will come only from the understanding and then absorbing the concept. Absorbing the concepts will be perfectly done only in the mother tongue medium. What medium we are going to have in that role model schools? Because taking that in the Telugu medium or Kannada medium is different. Taking that in Tamil medium is different. How far you have implemented in Tamil Nadu, how far we are going to take it in Pondicherry is we have to see. But I believe that it is a very fine and successful alliance between Aurobindo Society and Directorate of School Education. This alliance have already succeeded in plenty of efforts. And in this role model schools also, I believe that we will be succeeding. There is no problem. Well, the scholarship generally, plenty of scholarships are there. It should be there. The government is offering plenty of scholarships. There is no doubt about it. Because poor students are there, they should be given scholarship. In our scholarship programs, what we will do, we will ask for that caste certificate or that finance, that economic backward certificate, and then we will offer the scholarship. The students will be getting. But in that case, students will be getting the scholarship. But in your program, the students will be winning the scholarship, or students will be earning the scholarship. In our program, there is no effort of the student is yielded. He is belonging to a backward community. For that, this student doesn't contribute anything. He may be an economically backward family. The student doesn't contribute anything for that. But in this scholarship, the student wins. He writes an exam and then he wins. By winning the 1,000 rupees per month, then I heard that you are going to conduct it every month. According to that winning only, they will be getting the scholarship. So they are going to win it every time. If they don't win one time, they won't be getting the scholarship. then it will be a reward for effort. Psychologically, you are not giving a scholarship, you are teaching them something. If you work, you will get rewarded. You can earn. So that is the philosophy you are going to instill by implementing this RO scholarship program. That's a very nice thing, but I want you to consider one request. This month I will write the exam, I will get the scholarship. Next month I may not write well, so I won't get the scholarship. The next month I may take full effort and I will write, I will get. So if you perform well, you will get. If you don't perform, you will not get. That will be the mindset created in the students. But you make it a point, whoever applies in the last attempt, everybody should get. So after leaving that scholarship program, the student should have a mindset that I was successful. I am able to do that. If that last part is a failure, then again a doubt will be coming to his mind. So you see that the last exam, everybody clears and gets that part of the scholarship, that 1,000 rupees. The next they will go and they will see. So this is a very nice effort and I totally agree with it. Teaching is not a profession for Indians. Teaching is in their blood. They will teach. Even if you go in a train, you meet somebody, if he is asking some doubt, immediately we will start teaching him. So teaching and learning is not a separate profession. It is a part and parcel of an Indian mind. Indian mind will tend to teach. Indian mind will tend to learn. That is the Indian mind. We are known for godly teachers. We are known for godly teachers. Even teacherless teachers, Ekalavya. So there is no teacher, but a teacher will be there. All these things we have seen. We are now talking about learning by doing, but our form of learning is learning by living. So the teacher will live, along with him the students will live. They will learn from their living. That is important aspects of Indian style of teaching. I want to tell our teachers only one thing. Certain professions needs certain norms. Norms in the sense, your fundamental rights will not be granted to you. That is there. For example, if you are a judge, you should not participate in public program and take some titles. Some organization giving means you cannot take because you are a judge. So likewise, if you are a teacher, certain things are expected from you by the society. So it is not an individual right. It is not a personal right. It is not a personal affair. So a teacher is committed to his profession 24 hours. He may have personal life, but when the question rises personal life or profession, profession will come first. Personal life will not come first. That is the way our teachers perceived the teaching profession from time immemorial. So that's what I want to say. Teachers, acharyas, gurus. We have seen only gurus. Acharyas, then they came. Now teachers are there. So teachers are the syllabus deliverers. Acharyas are people who do what they preach. Gurus are people who lives what they preach. In the same time, they will have godly powers. That is Guru. So we will tend to become a Guru, at least Acharya, not a teacher. Don't be a teacher. Thank you.